Prayer. O God, we stand before you to seek your blessings. Guide our thoughts, words, and actions with your light of wisdom. We offer before you this day ourselves, our families, our teachers, our friends, and our learning. Shower your divine grace upon us and protect us from all dangers. Thanksgiving prayer. Thank you, God, for having enlightened us with your wisdom. Every word and deed of our ours has been guided by you. Thank you, Lord Almighty, for having showered your blessings on us this day. Be with us now and forever. Prayer before classes. O God, enlighten our minds, strengthen our memory, and bless us. Do well in the classes. Keep us healthy in mind and body all through our classes. Meditate on God either in an obscure corner or in the solitude of forests or within the silent sanctuary of your own heart. Give up everything for Him. Resign yourself to Him, and there will be no more trouble for you. Then you will come to know that everything is done by His will. Types of soil. Soil and crops. Different types of crops grow best in different types of soil. Some need sandy soil, while some need clayey soil, others need loam. Yet all types of crops grow better when manure is added. Manure contains animal droppings like cow dung and decaying leaves. Manure is added because it is rich in humus and it makes the soil fertile. Words to know. Paddy, rice crop, decaying leaves, dead and rotting leaves. In a nutshell, soil is formed by breaking up of rocks. Soil particles differ in size and color. Soil contains stones, sand, clay and humus. The three kinds of soil are sandy soil, clayey soil and loam. The dead parts of plants and animals called humus make the soil rich and fertile. When farmers add manure to the soil, the amount of humus in the soil increases. Life skills. Reuse old cardboard cartoons to make a dustbin for your room. Paste colored paper or newspaper around the cartoon to cover it. Paint pretty designs on it. Keep it under your study table. This dustbin will help you keep your room clean. A value for me. Your father wants to make a kitchen garden. He gets some clay soil. Our earth and its neighbors. Get, set, go. Get, set, go. Who are we? Solve the riddles and find out. The earth is made up of land, water and air. About 3/4 of Earth's surface is water and 1/4 is land. The earth is surrounded by a layer of air. The planets. The earth is far away from the sun. It is one of the 8 planets that go around the sun. The 8 planets are Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus and Neptune. The sun and his 8 planets together form our solar system. Planets do not have light of their own. They reflect the sunlight that falls on them. This makes planets glow. The Earth appears to be very big place to us. However, compared with the sun and some other stars, it is very. The 8 planets are Mercury, Earth, Mars, Venus, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. It is very small. Now, can you imagine the size of the universe that has the sun, the stars, and the planets in it? The shape of the earth. Long ago, people thought that the earth was flat. Now, there is a proof to show that the earth is round. Have you watched it on film or actually seen a ship sailing away? How does it go out of sight? The lower part disappears first and the top disappears last. This is because it is sailing on a few hundred years ago. Sailors had proved that the earth is round. They started sailing from a certain point, sailed on, and reached the same point from where they had started. This can happen only if the path is circular. Photographs taken on space trips show that the earth is round. American astronauts who landed on the moon in 1969 so that the earth appears round from the moon. However, the earth appears flat to us. This is because what we see is only a tiny part of a very big earth. Movements of earth. When the bangle was spinning, there appeared an axis, but this was not real. The axis was an imaginary line on which the bangle was spinning. Similarly, the earth spins on its axis. This movement is called rotation. The earth rotates from west to east. The earth's axis is slightly tightened. The earth completes one rotation in about 24 hours. That makes a complete day. Rotation causes day and night. What happens when a rubber ball rotates in the light of a torch? Do this activity to see how days and nights are formed. Similarly, as the earth rotates from west to east, half of it faces the sun. This half, which gets light from the sun, has day. The other half, which does not get light from the sun, has night. The earth goes on rotating. Day changes into night and night changes into day. Thus, the rotation of the earth on its axis causes day and night. Revolution. The other movement of the earth is its revolution. While the earth rotates on its axis, it also goes around the sun in a fixed path. This fixed path is called orbit. The time taken by the earth to complete one revolution around the sun is about 365 days and 6 hours. The sun. The sun. The sun is a very big ball of hot gases. It is the star closer to the earth. It has its own light and heat. The earth and the other planets move around the sun. They get some of the sun's heat and light. The temperature on the sun's surface is about 5400 degrees centigrade. In comparison, on a very hot day, the temperature on the earth can go only up to 50 degrees centigrade. The moon. The moon is a natural satellite of the earth because it moves around the earth. The moon completes one rotation on its axis in about 27 days and 8 hours. It takes about the same time to complete one revolution around the earth. It has no light of its own and shines only because it reflects the light of the sun. From the earth we see only those parts of the moon that are lit by the sun. Due to changes in the positions of the moon and the earth, the moon appears to change its shape on different days. The circle around the earth shows the shape of the moon in different positions. When the moon is between the earth and the sun, we do not see it at all. This is called the new moon. In 2 or 3 days time, the moon lights. This is the crescent moon. Within a week, we see half of the moon, called the first quarter. When we see more than half of the moon, it is called the gibbous moon. In 2 weeks time, we see the full moon. The stars. Stars are huge heavenly bodies that have light of their own. For thousands of years, people have enjoyed watching the stars. Some stars form patterns in the sky. One group of stars appears in the shape of a hunter, another as the outline of a line, and so on. These groups of stars are called constellations. There are about 88 different constellations. Some of the constellations are Ursa Major. The Great Bear, Scorpion, Orion Hunter, and Leo line on a clear, starry night try to identify the different constellations. Indian astronomers. Astronomers are people who study the sun, the moon, the stars, and the planets. About 1000 years ago, there lived in our country an astronomer named Aryabhatta. He studied and taught astronomy and mathematics. He was the first man to tell us that the earth is round and that it rotates on its own axis. He also told us that the moon does not have its own light and it shines when sunlight falls on it. Varaha Mihira was another astronomer who lived during the times of Aryabhatta. He was a scholar and wrote many books. Bhaskara too was an astronomer. He lived about 900 years ago. He discovered a method to work out how planets move. Have you seen the Jantar Mantar in New Delhi, Jaipur, Varanasi, Ujjain or Madura? Maharaja Sai Jai Singh of Amber, presently Jaipur, built them to study the stars and the planets. These instruments made of lime and plaster helped measure time and show the positions of the stars and planets. Words do you know? Curved surface. Here a round surface. Circular round fixed path, a path which does not change. In a nutshell, the earth is one of the 8 planets that goes around the sun. The earth has 2 movements, rotation and evolution. The sun is a star. It has its own heat and light. The moon is a natural satellite of the earth. Stars are heavenly bodies that give out of their own light. Groups of stars appear to form patterns and constellations Indian astronomers have contributed greatly to our knowledge about the stars and the planets. The planets got mixed up. Mercury, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Earth, Venus, Mars. Science Online. No more about the Jantar Mantar. The Jantar Mantar was built to predict the times and movements of the sun, the moon and planets. The Jantar Mantar located in New Delhi is one of the 5 built by Maharaja Sai Jai Singh. To know more about the Jantar Mandir. A value for me. The earth is the only planet where life is present. What should we do make the earth a better place for all of us? Going to space. Get, set, go. Get, set, go. What is space? The earth is surrounded by air. Beyond this layer of air is space. If you throw a stone up in the air, it will fall back to the ground. This pull or force of attraction is called the force of gravity. That is why it is not easy to get out of the Earth's pull and escape into space. We need special vehicles which have the power and speed to take us away from the Earth's gravitational force. A space rocket puts a spacecraft into space. Men on the moon. Men went to the moon for the first time in a space aircraft called Apollo 2. This was in 1969. The first man who stepped on the surface of the moon was Neil Armstrong. The first words he said on landing on the moon were, "That's one small step for a man, but a giant leap for mankind." Edwin Aldrin and Michael Collins were the other two astronauts who traveled with Neil Armstrong. Life on the moon. We read about the moon in stories, about poems and poems. Let us read some facts about the moon. There is no air or water on the moon, so there are no plants or animals or people. There are huge potholes called craters on the moon's surface. The craters on the surface of the moon are much bigger than the potholes on our roads. Since the gravitational pull of the moon is less than that of the earth, you will weigh much less on the moon. Your weight on the moon will be 1/6 of your weight on earth. If you weigh 30 kilo on earth, you will be weight only 5 kilo on the moon. Space travel. We read that astronauts go into space in a spacecraft. They wear special suits that contain a supply of oxygen. These suits also protect them from harmful rays. Inside the spacecraft, they conduct experiments when needed. Astronauts even have to repair the spacecraft while in space. Rakesh Sharma was the first Indian to go into space. Let us read about two spacemen India is proud of. Kalpana Chawla. Kalpana Chawla was the first woman of Indian origin to go to space. She went to space in the Space Shuttle Columbia in 1997. She went into space again in January 2003. However, she died on 1st February 2003 when her space shuttle crashed on the return journey. Sunitha Williams. Sunitha Williams is the second woman of Indian origin to go into space. During her first space flight, she stayed in space for 195 days. Sunitha Williams. Words to know. Spacecraft. A vehicle designed for travel in space. Astronaut. A person who travels and works in spacecraft. In a nutshell, space is beyond the layer of air around the Earth. The pull or attraction of the Earth is called gravity. Space rockets are used to escape from the Earth's pull and enter into space. There is no air or water on the moon. Thus, there is no life on the moon. Space travelers give us information about space. Light, sound and force. Light, sound and force. Get, set, go. Get, set, go. Light. Can you read this book in a dark room? No. You need light. Light helps us to see objects around us. The sun is the main source of the light on the earth. We also get light from candles, electric bulbs, torches and lamps. These light-giving objects are called luminous objects. Not at all objects give us light. Objects which do not give light are called non-luminous objects. Shadow. Light travels in straight lines called rays. When something comes in the way of light or blocks the path of light, a shadow is formed. Go out in the sun to observe your shadow at different times of the day. At what time of the day is your shadow the longest? At what time is it the shortest? You know that the earth revolves around the sun. The sun's light falls on the earth. The moon revolves around the earth. The moon reflects the light of the sun. A solar eclipse occurs when the moon blocks the light of the sun. The shadow of the moon falls on the earth and the sun cannot be seen or is partially hidden. A lunar eclipse occurs when the earth blocks the light of the sun. The shadow of the earth falls on the moon and the moon cannot be seen. Sound. We hear various types of sounds every day. The chirping of birds, the ringing of doorbells, the honking of horns and mobile ringtones are some of them. When we speak or laugh, we produce sound. Take a glass tumbler and a steel tumbler. Half fill each of them with water. Gently strike them with a pencil and hear different kinds of sounds. Types of sounds. Different sounds are being produced. Some sounds make you feel happy while others irritate you. The sound in soft and pleasant while that is loud and unpleasant. Unpleasant sounds are called noise. Everyone gets disturbed by loud noise. We should avoid blowing horns as far as possible. We should speak softly. We should play music and TV at a low volume. Force. The people are doing some work. They are either pushing or pulling something. When we push or pull something, we apply force and do work. This push or pull is called force. Force can do many things. Force can move an object Force can stop a moving object. Force can change the shape of an object. Words to know. Source, from where something starts. Luminous, that which gives light. Revolves, moves around. In a nutshell, light helps us to see the world around us. Luminous objects give us light. When something comes in the way of light or blocks the path of light, a shadow is formed. Some sounds are pleasant, some are not. An unpleasant sound is called noise. Pushing or pulling something means applying force. Let us do. Experiment. Using shadow to find time. Take a piece of cardboard and cut a circular shape from it. Fix a long iron nail in the center of this circle. Keep the disc out in the sun. Mark the position of the shadow of the nail on the disc. Repeat this every 2 hours. Does the position of the shadow change with time? Why? Our environment. Get, set, go. The land on which we live, the water that we drink, the air that we breathe, and the plants, animals, and people around us make our environment. The environment is anything and everything that surrounds and affects a living thing. When dirty and harmful things mix in our environment, we say that our environment is polluted. Pollution. Visit a pond, lake or river near your home. See the water there. Is it clean? Can you drink this water? When wastewater from our homes, streets, and waste from factories are thrown into rivers, lakes, ponds and seas, the water gets dirty. Dirty water is called polluted water. It causes diseases to us. It is also harmful to plants and animals. How clean is the air in your school garden or in a park? How clean is the air in the street near your home or school? Which air has more dust and smoke? Smoke from cars, buses, trucks and factories pollute the air. This is called air pollution. The air becomes dirty. And poisonous. We may fall sick if we breathe in polluted air. When we throw garbage in open spaces, it causes land pollution. The huge amount of garbage thrown in towns and cities is the main cause of land pollution. Garbage in open places gives out a bad smell. It becomes a home for mosquitoes and other germs. These germs cause diseases. Pollution in cities and villages. Many of us live in cities and big towns. People here travel by motorcycles, cars and buses. There are traffic jams. The roads are full of motorcycles, scooters, auto rickshaws, cars, buses and trucks. The fuel used in these vehicles gives out smoke which pollutes the air. There are small and big factories in and around the cities. Smoke comes out from these factories and pollutes the air. This harms our health, can cause diseases. Water here is generally supplied from rivers after it is cleaned in the waterworks. So people in cities mostly get clean drinking water. In our country, many people live in villages and small towns. Most people here use cycles, motorcycles to travel or even walk. There are few cars and buses on the road. However, there are many plants and trees in these places, so the air is fresh and clean. But the water here is polluted. People use water from rivers, ponds, and wells. This water gets polluted due to various human activities like bathing and washing in these water bodies. This water should be filtered and boiled before drinking. Keep clean and live green. Keep clean and live green. Always throw garbage into covered dustbins. Do not throw garbage in the open. Do not spit or urinate on roads, parks, or public places. Do not let water collect in or near your house. Always drink clean water. Plant trees in your school and in your neighborhood. Words to know. Pollution. Damage caused to the environment by waste or harmful substances. Water works. A building for cleaning and supplying water to an area. In a nutshell, the environment is anything and everything that surrounds and affects a living thing. When dirty and harmful things mix in our environment, they cause pollution. When wastewater is thrown into water bodies, it causes water pollution. When we throw garbage in open places, it causes air pollution. Smoke from factories and vehicles cause air pollution. We should keep our environment clean. Computers and operating systems. Let's learn computers and operating system. Web index. Another system which helps users in locating information in the web is a web index. Web index is also called as catalogs or directories. The information available in the internet is arranged in a particular sequence and that guide the users to identify the required information easily. Some index may arrange information alphabetically. Web index use hypertext links to present their list of resources that makes browsing an easy task. It is practically impossible to include the index of all categories of information in a single web index since unlimited number of sites is available on the net. However, web index lists having thousands of resources are now available to assist users for easy identification of information. In simple words, web indexes are directories consisting of details of various websites which permit users to locate required information easily. An important example of web directory is Yahoo. Yahoo.com. The success of Yahoo clearly reveals the importance of online directories. Yahoo, which stands for yet another hierarchical officious oracle, was created in 1994 by David Philo and Jerry Young, two PhD scholars who began simply compiling lists of their favorite websites. Now Yahoo is most popular directory where millions of users are visited to access required information. Search engine. A search engine is an internet-based interactive search device that enables a user to search for information on the internet. Web search engines are actually databases that contain references to thousands of resources. To use a search engine, user has to type one or more keywords. The result is a list of documents or files that contain one or more of these words in their titles, descriptions, or text. The databases of most internet search engines contain web documents. A web search engine provides an interface between the user and database. Since the engine is interactive, it asks the user to type a search string which may be a word, a phrase, a date, or some other relevant item associated with the information. The search engine begins the searching operation with these keywords and continues searching. It comes across a list of resources that matches the keyword. Many search engines also include instructions and tips to search the database more effectively. Yahoo is a good example of search engine. Web portal. A web portal is a website that provides a gateway or portal to other resources on the internet. Open Directory requires that sites listed as a portal contain these features. Search engine or directory. Email accounts. News. Sports and weather. Computers and operating systems. Mega web portals provide a broad range of features, services, content and commercial partnerships. Examples include http:/yahoo.com and http:/mynetscape.com. Portals are often the first page when you start up your web browser like Netscape, Navigator or Internet Explorer. Portals are considered to be the entry point or starting point or starting point of the web surfing. The scope and coverage of portals are very wide and hence the term search engine is not sufficient to describe the multi-offerings provided by portals. Consumer web portals are still the most heavily visited sites on the internet. Yahoo, MSN, AOL, etc. are giant in this field. Business use of internet. Business concerns use internet for variety of purposes. Some of the major uses of internet in the business field are enumerated below. Access to databases. Internet is highly useful to a business to access complex databases. For example, with the help of internet, a company can access financial databases. Electronic commerce. Nowadays, commerce on internet is becoming popular. Buying and selling products and services on internet is called electronic commerce. Companies can carry out electronic commerce including advertising, selling, buying, distributing products and providing after sales service. Electronic mail. A major use of internet in the field of business is for speedy communication. The electronic mail is widely used by companies to communicate faster between companies, customers, workers and outsiders. Conferencing. Companies are also making use of internet to conduct both audio and video conferencing to discuss important issues by executives locating at distant places. Worldwide audience. The internet is a worldwide network allowing the business to reach people all over the world. It helps to capture the attention of customers even very expensive advertising could not achieve. Provide product information. Internet gives customers direct access to information about products and services. Some people prefer to collect information about products by themselves. The internet has a great ability to provide information about companies' products or services available to potential customers. Save on literature costs. Providing the information online reduces the need to print and mail product literature, thereby resulting in significant cost reductions. easy access to customer service representatives. Human interaction cannot be totally replaced by even the best graphical interface. When customers have questions or would like to speak with a person, provide a list of contacts and phone numbers, or allow them to send email directly to a customer service representative requesting that they be contacted. Recruitment new employees. Many companies provide current information about job openings and attract talented people from places they could not reach otherwise. Provide online services. Many provide online services. Many products and services can be delivered over the internet. Online services will become an even brighter option for any businesses since the transaction is electronic. Billing and inventory control can be automated, increasing accuracy and reducing your accounting and product storage costs. Eliminate the middleman. Middlemen exist in some industries where there are barriers to direct contact between producers and consumers. The internet is a vehicle for removing these barriers. This lowers prices for consumers and increases profits for producers. Entertainment program. Media and entertainment companies use the internet to broadcast audio and video, including live radio and television programs. Introduction to software. All the electrical, magnetic and mechanical components used in a computer are called hardware. Microprocessors, hard disk, floppy disks, video, keyboard, printer, etc. are examples of hardware. The hardware forms of the body of the computer. The hardware alone is not sufficient to operate a computer. It also requires software. Software refers to programs or sequence of instructions given to a computer to perform a particular task. Generally, a set of programs is known as software. It is any prepared set of instructions that controls the operations of the computer or processing. Both hardware and software are necessary to operate a computer. The hardware and software taken together form a computer system. Thus, software are programs or series of instructions which are loaded into the computer before the computer can start the job. These instructions direct the computer to do specific tasks using specific data. It should be noted that even a very powerful computer is a dead box without getting a strong support from its software. Software licensing. Software licensing is a contract of agreement between the software publisher and the end user, sometimes referred to as the end user license agreement. A software license is a legal instrument governing the usage or redistribution of software. All software is copyright protected except material in the public domain, though software licensing can be paper agreement. It is most often embedded in the software itself as part of the installation process. User should agree to the software licensing terms by clicking the agreement. If he wanted to install software, otherwise installation process is aborted. Software licensing protects the copyright by placing restrictions on the end user in relation to the product. Duplication for purposes other than backup. Installation on more than one computer, editing the code or changing the program in way is usually forbidden. Software license might also restrict reverse engineering and bypassing controls intended to cut down on pirating. Software licenses can generally be divided into two categories, namely proprietary licenses and free and open source licenses.
close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. turns to sun rays, and on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. See the horizon, turn us to thousands.